Thank you.
Chairman Paulson, Ranking Member Heinrich, and members of the Joint Economic Committee. So thank you for the opportunity to testify at this hearing. So today I want to summarize my thinking on the innovation economy. My latest book is entitled The Future of Work, Robots, AI, and Automation, and it looks at the impact of new technologies on the workforce, education, and public policy. I also have a new paper co-authored with Brookings President John Allen on how artificial intelligence is transforming the world. Based on this research, it is clear that the federal government plays a vital role in encouraging innovation. I think there are several steps that would increase our economic growth and make sure the United States does not fall behind other leading nations. First, I argue we need to increase federal R&D. Right now, the U.S. spends about $495 billion on R&D, with 72% of that money coming from the business sector and only 11% coming from the federal government. If you go back to the 1960s, the federal government provided 65% of R&D, and we saw NASA land man on the moon. In 1969, we planted the seeds for today's internet through a Department of Defense communications tool called ARPANET. So we need to remember that historically the federal government has played a vital role in these advances, and we have done very well on innovation. I think there is a danger of relying too much on the private sector for 3/4 of R&D because of its vulnerability to macroeconomic cycles. When the economy weakens, companies often slash their R&D, and important strategic priorities can be lost through the decisions of individual firms. Secondly, we need to maintain our international competitiveness. The United States now devotes about 2.74% of GDP to research and development. This is less than the 4.23% devoted by South Korea, 3.29% in Japan, and 2.93% in Germany. Now, China only devotes about 2%, but it has been increasing its R&D spending by anywhere from 14 to 20% every year since 2000. In fact, China accounts for 31% of the world's R&D increase during this 15-year time period. Third, we need to address our critical needs in AI and data analytics. The U.S. government is spending only about $1.1 billion a year on non-classified AI. And just to contrast this, at its 19th Party Congress, China announced it was going to spend $150 billion on AI and plans to become the global leader by 2030. As John Allen and I argue in our recent paper, AI is the transformative technology of our era, and it is going to dictate our leadership in terms of national security, economic development, and resource management, including many other areas. Fourth, we need to promote STEM education. There are too few Americans studying science, technology, engineering, and math. Only 17% of Americans earn a STEM bachelor's degree of those who are graduating from college, and 65% of them are male. This is far less than other nations. For example, in Korea, 38% are graduating with STEM degrees. China is producing 4.7 million STEM graduates every year compared to about 500,000 in the United States. So we need to hire more science and math teachers in K-12. We need to pay those teachers higher salaries. Fifth, we need to invest in our physical and digital infrastructure. We still have many Americans who lack access to the internet. We are moving to 5G networks. They're going to be faster, smarter, and more efficient, but they're going to require the deployment of small cell towers. We need to streamline the local approvals for those towers. Six, we need to improve data access. Data analytics has tremendous potential to transform both public and private sector decision-making. It will give us new insights into healthcare, energy efficiency, and national security. The last point I want to make is just the need to improve our digital access. It is crucial that everyone shares in the benefits of our innovation economy. We currently have disparities by income, race, and education. There are major gaps for rural Americans, which I can appreciate having grown up on a dairy farm in rural Ohio. 1/3 of rural dwellers lack access to high-speed internet. So this limits their ability to participate in the innovation economy. So it's vital that we close that digital divide. Thank you very much.